Bonjour, 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 bonjour. Comment ça va? Je suis Cotalia Benson, monométos de la Libre Lineage de la Coapure monométos de la Livre. Bienvenue sur mon chien. I am Queen Cotalia, the Voodoo Queen. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be discussing Vodoun, Vodou, Haitian Voodoo, and Voodoo, American Voodoo. But before we get into all of that conversation and all of that juice, I must ask you to please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, leave a sweet, kind comment below, hit your notification or post notification button, and share the video. I say that every week. The sharing of the video and giving the video a thumbs up means a great deal to me and to any um, individual that is providing a space for you, right? Um, this morning I have some coffee with cinnamon, ginger, and milk thistle. For those that are interested in knowing. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Madam Aphrodite, Marquise, Cameron, Angelina, Shimak, Valencia, Gregory, Moshe, Justine. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. So excited to have you here to have this conversation. This is going to be a great conversation, something that we absolutely need to get into. But before we get into that, I must go ahead and begin this, as always, with a couple of very quick, solid announcements, if I may. Is that okay with you all? Let me see. We got our thumbs up this morning. Thumbs up. We got 14 people watching, 10 thumbs up. Hey, not too bad. Just to remember, if you are watching, please make sure that you do provide a thumbs up. That's all. That's all. Bonjour, Tafa. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So the very first thing is let us get right into a couple of these very quick announcements. The very first thing that I'm going to go ahead and bring to you all is the Working Ritual Weekend. The Working Ritual Weekend will be held November 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Ancestral Elevation Ritual. This is a 3-day ritual that you will start on the Friday. You will start this on the Friday that you arrive, Saturday, and you will end it on Sunday. This is gonna be a huge situation here. We also have our Sunset Riverboat Cruise, Blessing and Reconciliation. So, at this particular, point in time of the Working Ritual Weekend, after experiencing some very heavy moments of living in your magic. You all listen here. Here's the thing. I really want to make sure that you are not fooled and bamboozled. Point blank period. I don't care how it looks. I don't care how it feels. I just don't want you to be out here getting bamboozled, looking like boo boo the fool with your lip poked out and some herbs in your pocket and some stones in your hands. I'm trying to make sure that that doesn't happen. It is happening so easily. People are being so highly misled based off of let me teach you the spell word, but do you know your abilities? Anybody can make a recipe, can follow a recipe to make cookies, but not everyone can has the resources to make the cookies. Um, maybe they don't have hands and arms or limbs to assist them. I don't know. So, that is a very important thing to do to understand that this weekend is gonna be that heavy. Um But we will be on the river. We will be on, if I'm not mistaken, the Mobile River, as we have charted a, um, riverboat for you all. So you are able to come right on. There's no additional cost or fees. The high protection ritual. The high protection ritual allows you to leave Mobile with 4 high protective spirits. When I tell you, you are gonna be able to access and know that the protection you have will be and I'm gonna tell you this. So people say, "Well, Queen, how does this differ than protective, other protection, classes you've done?" In other classes, you've just have had to, operate based off of here. Here are some spiritual allies to use. This is gonna be a moment in time where you have to know for a fact, for you, this isn't, "Oh, I'm just gonna give it to you." I'm gonna give you the tools, okay? I'm gonna give you the tools, and you then have to, in fact, know, I will guide, I will assist, but in order for me to make sure that you are confident in your magic, in your ability to conjure, I have to give you that opportunity, and that's what the working ritual weekend is about. I mean, when I tell you, it is going to be that, and I'm gonna be even more honest here, when it comes to the smoking summoning blessing, that's when you're gonna tap in. It's gonna be in that moment when your whole entire witch wig will be shifted and removed, edges displaced, traumatized to the fullest, because you will be able to finally feel your ability, and that way you will know your ability. And so, there's that. Yes, teach me how to feel so I can eat for a lifetime. Exactamo. I was thinking about that. Bonjour, Matthew Ferguson from Pensacola. I hope that you can join us for the Working Ritual Weekend. And, that happened to me years ago. I got for a large sum of money. Y'all, and I'm gonna briefly talk about people being got, um, for some large sum of money. Um, there's this young man out here right now initiating people in hoodoo, having them taking coconuts down to the riverside, down by the riverside, and telling people that, yes, hoodoo is in fact an initiatory religion. It is not. Which is why we're gonna talk about voodoo today, which is a religion. Hoodoo is not. Hoodoo is a method of magic. It is the method of African American ancestral magic is what it is, okay? But there is no initiation because there are no there's no, not just work ethics, but there are no life ethics. You do not have commandments or the Odu or or any of these sacred texts teach you how to live. But in the working ritual weekend, you're going to discover what the Bible is, the Hoodoo Bible really is. Um, because I in fact give you the, uh, experience of connecting to source, not you creating it. Connecting to what is, not to create what you want. When you need those life answers, all you need to do is to connect. But a lot of people really live a life of misfortune because they are disconnected and misguided. Disconnected and misguided. Um, exactly. Who donut. Yes, Queen always gives the tools. and we have to do the work. Exactly. Because and again, in some, bon matin, queen. Merci beaucoup, escorte. Bonjour, comment ça va? And so some people say, "Well, queen, why is this? And are you not worried?" No. What about competition? Baby, my ashe is my ashe, and your ashe is your ashe. I was just telling this beautiful young herbalist downtown how, she was like, "Queen, every time you come in the shop, you always giving me these gems. You're always, like, giving me this information." Inner city ghost hunters, bonjour, good morning, how are you? Um, and I said, "Yes, why wouldn't I?" She was like, "Well, 'cause, you know, 'cause some people you feel like, oh, um, you're competing or I could go off and do something." Look, I can teach you how to make an elderberry syrup. You may leave your elderberry syrup sitting for 3 weeks, and there are some people that get benefits from elderberry syrup for 3 weeks, and they like the way it tastes. I, on the other hand, may have my elderberry syrup sit for 6 weeks, and there are people out there that prefer that taste and those properties. It doesn't make yours less than, it doesn't make mine better. It doesn't make mine better, it doesn't make yours less than. It makes what your people need from you readily available to them, and for mine, theirs, okay? So it's super important to understand that I have no issue, and again, I'm never stingy with teaching anybody the methods. And understand you can teach a person the methods that's not teaching them the mystery. You can teach a person the method that does not give them access to your ancestors or to spirits. So I must also mention when we are talking about the working ritual weekend that this is in fact there are limited spaces. There are only 5 spaces left in the court cabin. The imperial cabin is completely booked. The court cabin, has 5 spaces available, and then there's enough general admissions, but I'm only doing somewhere between 25 to 30 seats. Last year, those seats were filled, and they were filled probably within 2 or 3 weeks' time. So just be aware of that, and then we'll also be doing a fire feeding ritual. And sometimes I'm not giving you guys exactly what um, these rituals, these customs are, because what you think it is, it may not be. And so there's that. Let me just jump into these comments real quick. Bonjour, Marcel. I need to do a deep dive and blend of people. I need to do a dive in the blend of people's religion and voodoo down around here because it is um a a faithful affair down here, Queen, you know. Oh, yeah, I mean, it's there bonjour, Kenny. Glad I got my ticket a couple of days ago. Oh, yeah, I saw that, Brandon. I'm excited to meet you. Um, yes. Um, well, the thing about it here in the Southeast right now, to be honest, which is very unfortunate, when I get to voodoo, I will speak on that, Voodoo, and that is it seems that it is very faithful. It seems that it's very heavy, but what it actually is very capitalized on. It is very exploited. It is very, disrespected, to be honest. There's a lot of people thinking they're living this hoodoo life and the voodoo Ifa life, and it's like, no, no. The fact that you are wearing more than 70 leggings tells me this is a, infatuation for you. The fact that you are initiated in Ifa, Santeria, Lukumi, Condomblé, Palomayombi, my dear, you're not even a child of the diaspora. You're not even blood of the and you want me to believe that you have been called in all of these spaces, that you have responsibility in all of these spaces, it's not a jealousy thing, it's just a factual thing. You want me to believe that you're a priest and you're under the age of 40? Love, babe, come on, let's not, let's not. But I understand that people feel they need to pay their bills, and people say, "How am I exploiting? How am I exploiting this?" Well, you're exploiting it because you're promoting it and making money off of it, or making money off of something that looks like it because you hold a $10,000 Bruja badge, your conjure credit, voodoo validation. I just wasted my call. I need to fix this. Just need to dry you up. Yeah. And so, and s and so there's that. Bonjour, Jamie. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. So this is available. The links for the Work and Ritual Weekend is in the bio or in the description box. I also want to communicate that there is actually a 20% discount if you join the virtual coven here, which you can click the little dollar sign below. If you click there, you will get a 20%. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Um, yes, I know it's early in Cali. I hope that you're enjoying yourself, Jennifer. Yes, Texas is Wicca Santeria mixed with with any old thing. And it is Alafia. Uh, it is, and I it's funny. So y'all are beating me to the punch. You're beating me to the punch here. Um, and people go, "Well, queen," because I just saw somebody make a post, what, maybe a week ago. "Oh, yes, portion of the world. There's the British Isle, the Spanish, African, Islam, Asian, Cambodian, um, Antarctican, um, East Ocean, um, what's the other some crazy stuff that people may end up seeing, like, spaces that people don't even go, Hawaiian volcanoing, like, um, mixture, and that's the foundation of our magic. Well, no, that is your that is your self-serving disclaimer to reach into cultures that you aren't a part of, and that you don't have access to, but now you have created a a vernacular, a language that allows you now to tap into Africanisms and Asian esoteric abilities and and Eurocentric, and again, the this is not happening by non-people of color only. This is also happening with people of color too. And again, you all I'm saying all these things not to be like, "Oh, pick it this, pick it that one, da 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 da." I'm telling you this. Let me can I please have a moment? Give me one moment here because I don't think people really well, some people don't. Well, this I'll say this, truth and facts sound like hate to those that hate truth and facts, point blank period. Um, you will hear on the podcast a little bit, I refer to a little touch, mentioning that, she that the workspace was toxic. Baby, because you cannot lie does not make the space toxic. Because you are exposed for your lack of knowledge and upbringing, that is not toxic. If truth is toxicity, my love, my love. But this is the point that I wanna make here. When people want to understand why I am so adamant about truth in traditional spiritual spaces, not just hoodoo, not just obeah, not folk magic, but in the religions, Wicca, Ifa, Strega, Italian magic, I Ching, so forth and so on, da 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 da, whoop whoop whoop, nee, and all of those things. Why am I such an advocate for truth in these traditional spaces? Because understand this, as a person of color, of African descent in America, I come from partly I partly come from some people that were oppressed, killed, suffered by first dismembering, disassembling, deconstructing their faith. If you, in fact, can shake the faith of any being, you can then destroy the life and generations of that. It is for that reason I am so adamant about you all not being fooled when it comes to these conversations. It's that thing. That's why I don't encourage 19-year-olds, 20-year-old, baby, even 24, 25-year-olds sometimes to read tarot for anybody or playing cards or bones. Why? You have not lived long enough to properly communicate life. Because when you start telling people this is how they need to operate, that accountability falls on you. That's why if I'm not sure where it came from, I don't do it. I only do my herbs. Super Renaissance woman. As Carlton says, Florida is wild because there are so many types of folk, but people pretending to be any and all things. Example, a non-person of color woman proclaiming her mama to be certified E5 priestess. We're gonna get she never said and she never said, and that was a red flag for me. Hold on, where did she get her certificate from? She never said, well, first and foremost, there is no certificate. There's no certificate. And we will have a conversation because here's the reality. Imma just go ahead and nip this in the bud. Can non-people of color have a responsibility within traditional African spaces surrounding religion? Absolutely, positively, possibly, possibly. Why do I say possibly? Because the first thing is this, you're not a Orisha and you're not a Loa. So you cannot say yay or nay, rather a Loa or an Orisha will or will not bless somebody. You're not them, okay? Okay? Very true. Even though I met a good young tarot reader a few months ago, I was surprised she was good to be 20 years old. And yes, well, here's the thing about it. You can be a skilled 20-year-old tarot reader, meaning I am giving you the, um, the the, um, the definitions of the cards. You absolutely could be. And also, If you are brought up in a household where it is taught, that's a little bit different, but the majority of people today who's like, "I'm just releasing my Christianity and I'm just jumping in," I'm talking specifically about these individuals. She said, "I'm certified." Certified. Um, anyways, so this is why I, again, talk about, so anyways, you don't know if the Loa or the Orisha, um, um, you don't know if the Orisha or the Loa may or may not utilize somebody. Just for example, the Loa and the Orisha may come through your life, not for you to be initiated, but just simply for you to, um just to be, aware, "Hey, look, I know you need a blessing, and I'm in town this week. How may I bless you? Please come to the water. Give me your request, and I will make sure that happens." And they're like, "Alright, my baby, you've been blessed. I'm outta here." The Orisha and Loa may have, and so you may say, "Well, queen, how does that look?" Okay, this is how that looks, and this is something that's very important. The Orisha and the Loa are incredibly smart and intelligent, okay? They do understand and recognize that we are living in a time and space where we as people of color do not have full accessibility to all things in all spaces, okay? And so the Orisha and the Loa may say, "You know what? Let me bring in Kyle. Let me bring in Kyle, so because I know that we need a temple, and Kyle is a realtor, or he has ability to some real estate. Let me bring in Kyle to see if Kyle can assist us in getting a space, and in doing so, if he helps us get a space, we will bless him." Because that's the reality of this space that we live in known as America. Almost, um, um, almost initiates can trace their lineage from who brought them into a certain point without betraying close practices. Well, here's the thing about it too, as Carlton, when it comes to initiation, um, this no, I'm not even gonna open that can of worms, not yet. I will open that can of worms. I will bring this up right now, though. We open the can of worms of lineage and initiation. There's 2 components. It is your blood lineage, and then there is um, the diasporic lineage and traditions. There are some personal, um, blood lineages that go, "No, because you're white. No, because you're gay. No, because you are a woman." And that's a real thing. Um, and then some are like, "Yes, because you're gonna pay my bills, and yes, because you're gonna pay my bills, and yes, you're gonna pay my bills, and yes, because you're gonna make me popular, and yes, you're gonna get me more exposure, and yes, you're gonna have more you're gonna magnify my existence." And that's a real thing. Um, but I will get into that at another time, alright? So I do this because the working ritual weekend provides a level of truth that will shake you to your core, and it does that so that you have a strong core, not to break you down. I will make sure that you tap in, not me. I need to be able to go, "Oh, I'm taking off for 6 months. You can go to this one, that one, this one, that one." It needs to be that, okay? But that can happen if you are not being fed and educated by your ability. D'accord? Let me move on. I've already, went over past time, but here we are. Bonus playing card class. We're getting internet in our new location on Tuesday, and once that is done, we'll be sending out that email more than likely on Wednesday. We also have our doll baby spell working class. Listen to the dolls in my chest. It's only the best I find release. Oh, the conjure comes when the sun rises here. Alright, great example. Um, this is where your wisdom really, really is shining today. Thank you so very much, Matthew. Thank you. But Doll Baby spell work and history. You will in fact be receiving wooden materials for your own healing doll that can be passed down, um, through your generations. It will be something it will be full working spirit, a full working spirit. Um, again, we wanna just mention the virtual coven. Make sure you do sign in for that. You do have the ability to, um, get discounts, special weekly, 15-minute, 30-minute updates, monthly hour-long ritual, gatherings, homework, etcetera, and, there's that, and the Conjure South Spellcast podcast. So that is live as well as replayable. So you can join that here on YouTube too. That is available. Um, when I tell you, when I tell you, some people gonna be like, "Oh, I feel attacked. Oh my goodness, is she talking about me? Is she gonna curse me? Oh my god." Well, again, like I mentioned in that particular podcast, in the life of it all, um, my protection may look like a curse to you because you won't stop. And they also have to culturally educate you all because so many people think that, "Oh my gosh, cursing is negative." If someone comes into your house to harm your child, to harm your loved ones, your husband, and you shoot that, it's a good thing for your loved ones. It's a horrible thing for the person receiving it. Excuse me. It's a horrible thing for the person that's receiving it. And that is the reality of it, is not that it is a negative, horrible thing. Getting and having justice is just unfavorable to the receiving end of it all. Now, I think I have mentioned everything here. Um, I do actually have a new segment that will be coming out. I'm working on the infrastructure of that at this moment. You're gonna love it. I'm gonna take y'all back to the beginning of all of this. Some things that you all really, really, really used to love. And also a way to give you guys less conversation really, like this is more living it up. Please remember to get your private consultations and readings. Um, Monica in Morgan, how do you access the playing card class? So if you took the playing card class already and in the bonus, if you're referring to the bonus class, I will be sending out that link no later than Wednesday. Monica Payne Morgan, when my grandma passed away in 2020 at the beautiful age of 102, she requested we bury her with her baby doll. She was my light. Do you know if your grandmother was a twin and her twin died? Hello, everyone. I'm just wondering if someone who did hello, everyone. I'm just wondering if someone uh-oh, oh, if someone who you don't want keeps doing love spells against you, will that be considered a spiritual attack? Yes. Yes, without a doubt. Now here's the thing about it, though. If you know that they are doing love work now, when you say love work against you, so you said someone you don't want and love work against you. So if you don't want them and they're doing love work against you, my question to you is this, okay? Are you feeling drawn to them? Because the thing about it is, if I know you're gonna work on me and I don't want you, I'm not gonna want you, okay? But if I don't know that you're doing work on me and I am, for whatever reason, I just feel this connection, etc. No, but she miscarried 4 sets of twins. Voila, there we have it. And the reason why I asked that's why I asked about the twins. So traditionally for us, we often will place our twins or twins in doll babies. Um, and that is a and honestly, to be honest, Madam Aphrodite, um, to be honest, this is a custom that goes all the way back to West Africa, specifically in Benin and the Benin area. All right. What can you do to protect yourself against what, Renaissance woman? This almost feel like a podcast. Like I feel like because I haven't even got to the point yet. Jennifer Jolly, bonjour, Jennifer. Holly Logan. Is that a compelling spell if you're not interested in that person? Well, no. It's a compelling spell if you are being compelled. You got to be compelled, right? If you're not being compelled, if you're not doing what they want, the spell ain't working. Just because you know they're doing it, don't mean nothing. Somebody can shoot all around my house all night and day, but unless it hit me, it doesn't matter. Okay. Ooh, y'all coming with the questions this morning. Y'all, I'm never gonna get to this topic. Y'all can't keep keeping me on for 2 hours either. What about folk practices that have been lost in practice, faith destruction, but are present in spirit? I'm not a person of color, but as a male of the Appalachian descent, I can't do granny magic. What do you mean that you cannot? Well, so here's the thing about it. Earth walking and dream talking. Okay, just so that I'm not a person of color, but as a male of Appalachian descent, I cannot do granny magic. Granny magic, maybe not, but what about heal folk magic? Also understand this earth walking and dream talking. Even if granny magic has not been passed to you, faith healing may have been passed to you. So it's a matter of understanding if you have abilities. Once you understand what abilities you may or may not have, then we can talk about what spell work you actually can do. You just may be a good old healer. Because yes, granny magic, heal folk magic, Appalachian magic, which is the European, Euro American hoodoo, to be honest. And people go, why don't they jump into that? Is because it hasn't been exploited. Hasn't been exploited, it hasn't been, um, um, appropriated even, so there's that. Brandon Wiedemann, one mo I want to check something out very quickly. Okay. Um, protection against love spells. This morning, laugh out loud. Thank you for answering my question, Monica. Wow. Do twins run in your family? What's your take on being called Marquise Butler? What is your take on being called in a specific file of Voodoo? I have equal lineage in both. Haven't gotten confirmation that I am a member of both sides. No, you're not a member of Ifa or Vodou just because your lines may trace back to Benin and Yoruba. Yes, it's a possibility, but you can be, and this is where we have the conversation of being devoted. You can devote yourself to a religion, but you don't necessarily have to be called, and you may not be called. And I can guarantee you that you probably are not. I can almost guarantee you're not gonna be called to both. And a large reason for that is this. Y'all, listen, I don't babe, I'm gonna change the topic of this, um of this, of this video. Imma just change it because I will get to Vodoun, voodoo in another video because we already have been on here an hour, and I'm just answering the questions, and so I wanna make sure that I'm, being a service of you. I don't want to ignore your questions because these are good questions to have, and we will touch on these. But I will come back into the voodoo, and the voodoo. Um, but I just cannot be on here 2 hours today. I cannot do that. Um, so here's the thing about it. If you are called, if you are in fact called, that is something you will have to answer. What does that even mean? This means one or two things. One, you have a responsibility or charge in this space for those people that are present within the Ile or society, or you are needing to be involved and you absolutely need to be present for some type of balancing, for lack of words, or harmonization, to get your head or your mentat, your ori ou mentat, um, cool down or heat it up, whatever the situation may fall into. Um, yeah, so it's not a situation of having the equal parts and being pulled to both. You should educate yourself on both cultures because you are of both cultures, but you don't choose your religion. You don't choose to be called. You don't choose your head, okay? Um, you're so welcome, Earth Walking and Dream Talking, but I will also say I do have a very strong Appalachian connection, um, in that space and in that area, and she is a natural Appalachian we a healer, however you want to, um however you want to, communicate that. Um, Good morning, Queen. I've been a member for 8 months. I'm finally able to catch a live. Well, bonjour, Caillou, or Caillou, or is it EU? I don't know how it's pronounced. But good morning. I am so happy that you are here and you've been a member. I hope that you checked out that discount yesterday for the Working With Your Weekend. I hope that you're able to make it. Ali Logan, I was having nightmares that a man I disliked was trying to connect with me. The nightmares are intense. he could in fact be dream working you, without a doubt. Um, and is it a nightmare? Is it a nightmare because you don't like what's happening? Or is it an or are bad things happening? You know, because see, in dream working, I can come to you in your dreams. I can be very sweet to you. I can make you begin to believe and think that I am who and what you desire at any given moment in time of the day. I can be that. And so it's a sweet dream, but in your mind, you're like, "This is a nightmare because I know I don't like this don't feel right." Okay? Or is this you are being attacked, you are being drugged, you're being chased? What exactly is that? Okay? Brandon, those are a lot of twins. We have a set of twins. I have a twin brother. Voila. Ooh. Mm. Marquise, understood. Thank you so much. That was very insightful. You're so welcome. Yes, it was a lot. Laugh out loud. I can count 5 sets right now. I also come from a family of twins. Um, and right now I have I was supposed to have 3 sets of great nieces and nephews. So, there's that. Okay, y'all, it's 8:56. I really want to touch on this topic. I really, really, really Angelina Brewer, my mom is these a lot of twin energy. I really wanted to touch on this topic. I really alright, here we go. Here's the thing about it. You love to connect. Should I send an email? Well, I first need to ask them if they are willing to meet with you or communicate with you, to see, if they are in a space of willingness. Um, "Good morning. A black snake crawled over my foot at the cemetery, about to book a reading with you today." There's no worry, my dear, that means protection is on your path. Teach your mama. That means protection is on your path. I don't know what working you were doing in the cemetery. I don't know why you were in the cemetery, but what I do know is when a black snake, utai snake, a T snake, that, my dear, is a not just a but that is a spirit of Potassium. Good morning, um, okay, uh, alright. I really wanted to touch on this topic, um, but y'all, I mean, I know y'all are here, but do you all not really get tired of hearing me talk? I get tired of hearing me talk. I really do. I I will have this conversation, but I will only do about 15 to 20 more minutes. Would y'all like to have this conversation? If so, can I get a thumbs up, a super sticker, a super chat, or something? Um, how many thumbs up do we have? We have 50 people watching and 45 thumbs up. Um, super. Et voilà. You told me not to be scared of snakes when I moved to Granby. Thank you, queen. Never tired of hearing you talk. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. I love seeing these thumbs up. If you've already have given me a thumb, share the video. Can we do that? Can we share the video? If I'm gonna be on here another 20 or 30 minutes, please. Oh my gosh. Share the video, go to Instagram, share the video, go someone, "Bonjour, Brandy. Bonjour, bonjour, bonjour." My. I'm liking and sharing. Thank you. Speaking of snakes, queen, why do snakes follow pregnant women? Depends on the snake. Normally, snakes, especially if they're reddish or brown in color, These are normally, they wait for your baby. They wait for your baby. Marquise, thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate it. Earth walking, dream talking, I greatly appreciate it. Merci. Thank you. Um, Sunday mornings are just apparently they are. Thank you for the super stickers. Earth walking, dream talking, and thank you, Marquise Butler. Thank you so very much. Um, so pregnancy instinct. So there are 7 to 9 in tranquil spirits waiting to take possession of your baby. So if snakes are present, it could be that. If they are black snakes, though, these are just these are tea snakes, tie snakes, as we may call them, me where I grew up, um, that are going to protect you, okay? Alright, my love box, let's get into this conversation, this 901. Vodoun, Voodoo, Voodoo. 3 different spaces, 3 different places. Kind of. So what is Vodoun? Vodoun is the mother religion to all things voodoo, okay? So Vodoun comes out of Benin, West Africa. This communicates merci, Ori alchemy, thank you so very much. This is where you will find Ozulifreda, mm, Papa Legba, Papa Dambala, Aida Wedo, Marisa, and other Loa that are there. Who and or what are the Loa? The Loa are some of them are, the majority of them are and was living ancestors with abilities that transcended into Loa status. Yes, in our religion, Ifa as well as Vodou, those that possess a certain level of Ashe and have done X amount of work could be elevated as a Oloa Onarisha. I love when he slows it down, and that's how you know she's about to teach. Yes. And so, there's that, okay? When it comes to the Loa in Benin, they were introduced to humans by Dagbo Una Una II, his line, on the back of a crocodile. And this is a lineage in which because, as I think I did show you guys on the other video, though, just about, so when I tell people, like, "Oh, yes, I am in fact completely not just connected to, but honored and received as Queen Kotalia. Dentro do céu livre tu, eu copio do céu. I'm not just speaks of, oh, I have, been in the same location as, um, Queen Mother and Dagbo, um, but in fact, This is, a photo of us. I know it's difficult to see. In my backyard here in Mobile, um, whenever they're staying in town, I host them as royal to royal. That is my responsibility. Um, yes, me and Queen Mother just literally hang out because we are also just friends like that. And these are the original lines to, um, to Vodoun, to Vodoun. And and so when I'm giving you this information, I'm not telling you, "Oh, this is how I feel, and this is what I read. This is what I want you to believe." I'm just giving you the truth, okay? In these religions, specifically traditional ATRs, traditional, not traditional, traditional, T-R-A, not T-R-E, traditional ATRs, um, I had this conversation with Bo and Queen Mother both, and they said, "Oh, yes, you will be Mumble one day." They said, "We can give if you wanna be called a Mumble today, we can announce that you're a Mumble today. You will not have access to anything as a Mumble because you're not of age. You're not of age, and so there's Loa that will not receive you because you have not lived long enough." And, um, and this is part of just the customs of the religion. There are ways to live within Vodoun. Nothing was written out, it was all oral, which is a big issue. It's a beautiful thing to preserve, it's a horrible thing to exploit because now people say whatever, and you really don't know. You really don't know. I appreciate you giving so much truth. So many people out here giving false information. It is, I promise you, and I when I tell you, I, if people wanna talk about decolonizing voodoo and Vodoun and voodoo and voodoo, but you literally are living like those you're living just like those that exploited it many years ago, and today you're doing the same thing. You skin folk, and you know good and damn well you are all of a hot 30 years old, 25 years old, and you paid $10,000 to give tours around New Orleans. That don't make you a priest or priestess. Um, and it's also understanding that there's anyways, s there and let me communicate this about Voodoo. Vodoun, excuse me, Voodoo, been in my Voodoo. In any given generation, traditionally, there is one king, there may be multiple queen mothers, but what you see over here in America, in the islands even not really in the islands, it's really what the islands show Americans, to be honest. To be very honest with you, is what the islands show America because Americans run straight over to Puerto Rico and like, "Oh, yeah, Santeria, Santeria, la, 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 la," or let me go to Cuba and look at me and my tata and my parera and my madrina and all of these things. What they give you, if they are if they are even legitimate, what they give you is not is not, I promise you, what you think it is not what you think it is. Because they're gonna charge you 10, 15, $20,000, really to wear a badge. They're not giving you the mystery. They're giving you the stuff that you could possibly Google or watch on a video from 1930, to be honest. That's it. That's it. That's all. But because they know that people are so hungry, Americans just want it. They want it. They want it. I gotta have it. Sure. I'll dress it up, put it in a box, make it look just who you want it to be. Papa Legba, red, black box. What he wearing today? Oh, he got a white hat on today? Let me put a white hat on. And that's the reality of it. Um, but so what you see here in America in the islands where you have 20 mambo, 10 mambo, 2 mambo, 2 mambo in one house is not a real thing. Traditionally, when if there's a king, he will appoint a child when that child turns about 8 or 9 out of hundreds of gifted children. You can be gifted and not be Mambo or Iya or Baba or Tata or Palera or Dunia Majina, etc., forth and so on. So there's that. Okay. And so when you do go into these spaces, you're not seeing. So even when you go to Benin and you go into these spaces of Africa where there's voodoo, okay, you will see there is the voodoo king, Dagbo, and then there are kings in different regions. But then there is the king. Is that why folks have their phones out recording ceremonies and stuff? I won't lie. Like, I don't get caught up in the rabbit holes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and, y'all may not like this. Myself, some of the other royals and elders, we just be sitting back giggling, watching, laughing, to be honest, about it, because we're like, first and foremost, baby, what is that? That is not a salutation. You out here doing the electric slide, that is not the salutation. Just because you do it to some Haitian drums does not make that a Haitian voodoo salutation to the Lord. It doesn't. It does um, but you will see this, a and it's a mess. It's a mess. I oh my god. Anyways, I'm gonna get to this. I can't let me write this down. I can't forget this particular topic. So, merci Brandy, merci beaucoup. Merci. And we're sitting back and we're watching and we're like, "Oh, wow, okay." So that's what we're doing now. That's what we're doing now. Um, one of y'all most favorite hoodoos in New Orleans. Yes, I have been at the table with some elders and some other royals where we've been at ceremony and we're sitting there like, "Let me tell you something about salutations." It is the hello, 1, to the Loa. 2, it is also the reglement, okay, that connects. It creates a frequency or an energy, if you will. So if you do not complete certain movements, there is no connection. So when people out here, all of this stuff, and then they're and all of this stuff, it's like, girl, if you don't just shut up and have some doggone SpaghettiOs or something, you're not possessed. You would you would not possess, okay? I remember one of the elders, um, one of the elders at one ceremony mentioned how she was in the presence of this girl who all of a sudden spun out into spiritual possession during something they were having. I'm talking about some, she was saying, "Oya is here, Oya is here." And she said, "Girl, get your ass up. What you talking about, Oya is here? For that reason, I know you're not possessed." She said, "Get your ass up. And then you're gonna tell me everything that happened." Uh-uh. Now I will tell you, people that have been in my presence have seen, um, a possession within hoodoo. They have seen that, um, a couple of times at this point, um, and that's and you see you see a difference, um, yes, that's gonna be your whole prescription. If you don't get up and get you a bowl of good old 1993 SpaghettiOs, I promise you, a SpaghettiO and a ginger ale and sit your ass down because you are acting out. People are out of line today. People are out of line. I promise you, it is so unfortunate, to be honest. It is so, so, so unfortunate. So, essentially, you will also hear people refer to the Beninois or Beninois, Loa as the water or cool spirits. Why? Because when the Benin, 'cause Benin was one of the major ports to the transatlantic slave route. Benin shipped out the Yoruba people, okay? This may be a little off topic. Are Zatpatos primarily associated with Vodoun? I have not heard of this term before. Oh, Voila. So, that is definitely okay, yes. So so those are the spirits that you will see in Benin and during the celebrations and those things. Yes, that is specifically Beninois Voodoo. And from my understanding, when I go through initiation, I have to go through initiation in Africa, Vodun, the mother religion, because my mumble is Haitian descent, but now she is the queen mother of the diaspora, and her throne essentially is in Africa, and because that is my direct connect, I have to go through that route. Do the salutations open and protect the individual in rituals? No, absolutely not. No, no. You are saluting and you have the drums and the songs to bring them down. You need all of those. There are very few, mambols and oga that have the ashe that can calm them down with no drums. Normally, a mambo has to have the 6 drums, le brada nation ou le pod I mean, and not ou, pas ou, mais et, um, patron, nation, drums. How does one get possessed? Is that a whole topic itself, or does someone send something to no, no, no. So, spiritual possession or religious possession, let's put it in that context, okay? Um, but no, I mean, going back to Holly Logan, it does not protect you. Literally, we call these things down, and we need to know what we need to know from them. I've been in ceremonies where Aloha has come down and cut someone. I have been where, someone have been physically, um, besides cut, just physically roughed up by Aloha. That same Loa, after roughing them up, takes a machete and stabs themselves, and the machete bends. It bends. They took it and did this, and it bends. Um, and so you are at mercy of of the Loa when they are present, okay? Um, and then and so, like I said, you'll see, and see, in New Orleans, we'll get to Voodoo, Voodoo here in a little bit, but, um, um, what you'll see, especially in New Orleans today, is again, people exploit Creole culture, um, and as well as just exploiting the religions, and so a lot of people who you will see, like, the most, um, acknowledged hoodoos and voodoos, well, first and foremost, if it comes to VOODOO, it is a white New Orleans things now, to be honest. That's just call a spade a spade. That's what it is. I'll get to that in a little bit. But if it's not that, then it is your, um, let me present this mixed race presenting as Creole, voodoo mambo, I'm all of this with the dress. There is a mambo there, I will not name her name, an elder of Haitian descent, who literally said that she had this very pretty, light-skinned black girl, that this girl could personify that Marie Laveau idea. And one day we'll have a discussion how Creole does not make you light skin, and light skin does not make you Creole, and being mixed blood does not make you French Creole, 'cause there's Spanish Creoles and the original Creoles were dark and not light, and lighter Creoles came a lot later through, the mixerization of the situation. And Marie Laveau herself actually was not of mixed race. Not She was not a light complected person, especially if her family was in fact from Haiti and during that particular time. But this Mambo said, she said, as long as you work for me in my shop. So here's the thing. This well-to-do Mambo now does her own thing, but she was supposed to be paying her elder Mambo back by working in her shop, but she didn't do that due to whatever situations they had. But the whole thing was, I can give you that Mambo, and we can give you this Marie Laveau vibe. And that's what they ran with. That's what they did. Um, Facts. My grandfather is Creole and not bright at all. The majority of them were not, in fact. Um, it's okay, um, are yeah, no, not right now. Is something wrong? Is one flat or something? D'accord, super. Um, so, um, welcome, Joanna Farmer Martinez. Um, and so that is a huge thing too when we start getting into this conversation. Um, but let me move on. So, people normally will go, "Well, the Benin." So there were those that were in Benin that went to Haiti, but before we get to Haitian Vodou, we must stick with Vodoun. Vodoun, the motherland religion, was here in America at least 100 years or more, maybe 150 years, but at least 100 years, okay, before Haitian Voodoo ever touched this earth. For example, specifically Mobile. Mobile, Alabama is, um, is the sister city to Benin. Hey, Beninois Dahomey, which is the traditional name of Benin, Dahomey, is this resided here in Mobile, and so Vodoun, the mother religion, was already in America before Haitian Voodoo. Okay. Now, um, is it advisable to have divination at the beginning tour of your hoodoo journey? Yes, you can get divination done. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's I don't see why you couldn't get divination done. Um, and so and I'm just gonna tell you this now, um, Miss Brown, when you're talking about that space of your hoodoo journey, understand that it is a magical method of learning. It is not a way of life in the same way of this is the way to live. It gives you resources to utilize on your path that you have been given if you are a magical individual or decide to be a practitioner and to implement these things within your path. Okay. So Vodoun was American and was a thing before Haitian voodoo reached Louisiana and the Gulf Coast. I knew you were gonna- Business card? Et voilà. Milk and bears aspirin. Pardon? Um, so so anyways, you have that, and a lot of people don't know that. So a lot of people literally run to, like, Haiti thinking they're gonna that's where they have to go, but it was already here. Now, of course, things look different here in the States. Why? Because we are very wise and witty individuals. We ended up putting our Loa behind Catholic saints. Catholicism did not influence the religion. It was used to mask the religion, okay? So some people like so I'm gonna ooh, let me make them hot, let me make them mad, okay? Let me make them hot and mad. I see this on a regular basis, how people are constantly utilizing colonism as the thread into African traditional religions, spiritual spaces, etc. Meaning they will go, "Oh, if I'm Catholic and I'm a non-person of color and you're utilizing Catholic saints and you're doing voodoo, I can we're like cousins." No, we're not. We're not. We're not, and we're not. I see people go, "Oh, well, if I'm Spanish if I'm a Spanish speaking person in Mexico or Texas, and you're a Spanish speaking person in, um, the Dominican Republic, okay, or in Cuba, let's say Cuba, then I'm Spanish, you're Spanish, we're Spanish, which means the Orisha may guide me and protect me, etc. Because we come from the same kind of people. No. No, 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 no. See, if you take the Orisha right now and you go place them in in China, you don't get a Blasian Orisha, okay? You don't get a Blasian Orisha. They're still African, but now we're in an Asian space. So how can I, especially in a time where I have to hide my religion, how can I operate? You know what? I may have to put my Orisha behind these little the ancestral money with different faces. Okay? It may be that thing that you have to do. It doesn't mean that the Asian culture has influenced space. No. Is Ozuli Freda Vodoun or Voodoo? Ozuli Freda is Vodoun. Ozuli Freda, thank you so much for asking this question. Ozuli Freda is the only Loa that was a royal. She was a queen of Dahomey, which is why with one of our prayers in Vodou, she literally is mentioned, Ozili Freda, Rada, Rada, Rada Adahomey. Um, I cannot remember the song of the prayer at this moment. Um, but we sing of her as as the queen. Non-black person told me Juju was Renaissance woman. I almost turned off my computer. That Juju was in France first, and I'm like, "No, it wasn't. This was French put some this was the French put a French name on it." Well, first and for well, in the space of Juju, normally would be pronounced like Jojo, and we pronounce it Juju as Americans. But yes, of course, like this is the kind of magic that comes out of your Igbo people, your Fon people, um, that's where you get your juju from, and you normally find that in your Carolinas, but it juju is very much your Yoruba, to be honest. That's that particular thing, but because France has taken over all of Africa just about, there are gonna be things that sound differently and used differently and cause different things. Queen, my birthday is today. What hoodoo can I do to celebrate and manifest today? If a party is later, like something that our family but first and foremost, again, hoodoo a is not a religion, and so there are no ethics, there are no celebratory, I'm gonna, you know, 2 things, "This is my birthday," or "It's this time of month." There's no sacred hoodoo days. None of those things actually exist, though people are presenting them as such. Those things don't exist. So whatever you wanna do, you can do. A great thing that I would do if it was my birthday, I would clean up, I would cleanse up, I would bless up, and I would protect up. That's what I would be doing for my as I move into this space. Um, can you touch on the different Nation, Gede, Patois, Rada? So that's what I'm slowly but kinda getting there. I've already hit the 30-minute mark, y'all. See, that's what I'm saying, everybody. It's just so much, and I know that a lot of that just comes from me communicating with you guys, but I don't think that people gonna end up watching, like, a whole hour and a half long situation, like, I don't see that happening, and I just feel that, like, right now with us living in this Insta world, this fast world, and I know that many of you appreciate my time, but for me, I really, really I gotta cut these videos down, you all. I really do. Um, and so, yeah, you should. Um, I don't have that. I wonder where that stuff you know what? You know what? Never mind. Now open up that door. I would watch. Well, thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate it. And we've had a consistent, group of people here the whole time. And I would just like to ask everyone, if you are here, please give the video a thumbs up. We have 58 people in. We got 55 thumbs up. That makes me incredibly happy. Thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate that. With me talking about this, let me just pop this in very quick, just for those that are just now tuning in. Could you touch on the whole 10-week course? You teach a whole 10-week course on this? It's interesting. I could teach a course on I did a whole course on ATRs already. I may do that one again. Um, so I just wanna remind everybody about the working ritual weekend if you are jumping in at this moment. It's November 3rd, 4th, and this will be a beautiful experience. Let me show you. Let me stop that real quick. We have cabins that you can stay at. There's only 5 more cabin spots available. Okay, so that is coming up. I forgot to mention this earlier. The, last day to join the Working Ritual Weekend is October 5th. October 5th, because we have to get all your materials together and make sure that it is on the money. Our Playing Dog class, the last day to sign up for that, um excuse me, sorry. This is the bonus class for the playing card class. Pardon my désolé. The playing card class. This will be available. We will send out that email on Wednesday. We then have the doll baby class. The last day to sign up for that is on the 17th of this month because you will be getting a full amount of material that you will utilize to create your own healing doll that will be passed out in your family literally forever. We have our virtual coven. Please make sure that you do check that out. If you click the little dollar sign below here, you can find out how to join that. Also, in the coven, we have our monthly gatherings as well as our Friday check-ins, and you get discounts among other things. The podcast is available live every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central Time, 12 noon Eastern Time. If you missed it, it will be posted the following Wednesday for replay on Spotify, but we're live, we are live. And then voila, this is it now. So let's move on. Now let's get into this conversation about the Haitian voodoo. So Haitian voodoo is a mix of the cultures of the Benin people, one, and the indigenous individuals, two, and Freemasonry, three, is what creates Voodoo, Haitian Voodoo. I am a Haitian Voodoo initiate, okay? I'm a Haitian Voodoo initiate. So, Haitian Voodoo also was is known to have masked the religion behind master religion behind Catholicism. Catholicism not influence Haitian Voodoo, we used it. Okay, Papa Nabala Bedu and Aida Bedu, they are Rada Nation, the snakes. That was another telling sign too, when this girl um, was pretending to be, um, Oya at a ceremony. She was wiggling around and skedaddling like a snake, and 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 the elder EI there said, "Girl, get up." She said, "Girl, stop lying." She said, "Papa Dambala moves like a snake. Why is Oya on the ground? Get your ass up. Get up, get up and get out. Get out." Is it still cutting out right now, the audio? Is the audio still cutting out? Let's see, okay, and partly that could be is it still cutting out everyone, or is it solid? Because I know that it'll cut out if I'm doing some of it's good now? Okay, super, et voilà, merci beaucoup. Merci, merci. So, yes, whenever I have to do the post or whatever, the audio goes out, so I that's not surprising, to be honest. That is not surprising at all, okay? So, now that the Beninois, individuals have been taken to Haiti, okay? Haiti, sac passe to all of my Haitian Creoles out and about. Um, do folks get reprimanded for pretending to get mounted? Um, it depends on who you are around. If you're around some elders, some no foolish elders, oh, you gonna get got, without a doubt. Sometimes when you do come down playing around like that, the Loa will reject your offering, or they will come down and they will handle you accordingly. They will actually possess someone there. I have been in a room one time where 9 people got possessed all at once. I had a vision that it would happen the night before, and I told my papa about it, and it happened all at once, every one of them. Met Agwe, all of them, and we had to give Met Agwe his ship, his boat, and so we had to find these very small chairs and to 'cause and that's what symbolizes his boat, and, but yes, baby, people when I say people be cutting up, they be cutting up. So, when those from Dahomey reach to, um and that's what I was telling people, like, someone said, "Don't play with the OGs, not in your best interest." And that's what I was also communicating the other day when I was talking about, like, on the podcast, I was talking about, like, people don't understand, like, stop and I mentioned this on Instagram, stop being brave and be spiritually and culturally intelligent and smart, because you, my dear, are dealing with Juju Jessica, Conjure Karen, um, Conjure, Keisha, Juju Jaquita, um, Obia, Octavia, Obia, Olivia. You're dealing with the doggone Bruja Brittany. You're dealing with your Bruja, um, Bryans and all kinds of shenanigans, right? They keep Papa Knick-Knack, Paddywhack, Sister Sassy Mayhem, you name it, but they keep operating and throwing out lies and miseducation and just self-serving ego or whatever, and they got you out here being feeling spiritually brave, virtually brave, professionally brave, um, and not spiritually smart. So when you're thinking you're coming for Queen Cotalia, you need to consider who in fact you are really stepping towards. And then those that follow you need if they have an ounce of brain cells, it would encourage you, "You know what? This is way above my pay grade. Mm-mm." Because reality is you can run right on over to New Orleans, to Conjure Keisha, Hoodoo Hallie, Juju Jamal, run right on over to New Orleans, to Sister Sally them, okay, feeding the low-life vegetables and shit, okay? You go ahead and do that. You do exactly that. You wasting your energy, time, and money. Your best advice to do is you better reach way deep down in your soul and find an apology, a public apology, a gift, an offering, something, so that you may be granted mercy. Because otherwise, justice will be had. It must be. It can't rain forever and the sun can't shine forever. There has to be justice. There has to be harmony. It has to be what you may see as balance. Queen, you got me laughing on the floor. What's the purpose of these messages during possession? It depends. Sometimes the message is you need to be I remember when Papa Ogu came down, he said, "You must be initiated as Mambo, and do you vow to me that you will?" Mhm. I don't really care to be. I wasn't searching for it. I didn't want to be. I wasn't, I got it. He came down. He came down. And what's interesting is out of everybody that was me thinking about it right now, I am the only other individual. One had to move out of the country because things got so bad for them. But they were a non-person of color and felt was very wrong and strong, and that wasn't part of that was his own ego, the other part was he was fed by my papa, had to move out of the country, and I am the only other one in this country, besides Queen Mother well, Queen Mother's already Mambo Asogui, but I'm the only either they died or had to move out of country. So when these possessions come when these positions happen, in fact, it very well may be, um, telling you to be initiated. Not always, not always. And sometimes they're gonna come down and say, "You've been wrong. You know you're wrong. Your mama know you're wrong. Your ashy dead grandmama knows she wrong. They know you wrong. And if you don't right this wrong by this day, I'm taking everything." What is meant by closed practice? So people like to mention that particular "This is a closed practice." People say it's closed because they're saying they don't want you to be educated in it. Let me tell you something, education is open to everybody. Without education, there is not respect for the people of the culture. Remember, don't be out here being brave, being ignorant. Don't be brave and be ignorant, okay? You need to be educated so you don't be talking out the side of your neck, throwing some passive aggressive shade that will very much be received as the highest form of disrespect. So, everything you should educate yourself for everything, even if you're not practicing. You better know Russian magic. We just had a lady to me a week and a half ago. This Russian lady gave her a doll, a panky doll, and that doll was work for her. Period. If you do not educate yourself in everything, you in fact may put yourself in danger. You may end up cursing yourself. That's why the episode was talking about why you deserve to be cursed. And a large part of it is ignorance and ego in this self-serving community that we're living in now, to be honest. So that's the thing. So it is super important to know that. But when people say that it's a closed practice, they are also saying that what they first and foremost, a lot of people saying it's a close practice, it's a close practice. First of all, the practice isn't necessarily closed as it is there are things you are closed off to. You will never have access to my family's ashe unless you have been chosen by my family to possess a particular responsibility or anointing. Point blank, period. When we're saying a closed practice, we're saying that there are things that you cannot know. Make this part clear and hold this dear. Okay? Haitian Voodoo, there are some closed practices within Haitian Voodoo that I cannot be a part of because I was not born on Haitian soil. I'm not offended by it. I honor it. I respect it because that's the culture, but people don't can't accept that. The truth is you don't possess magic, so you cannot conjure anything, but you can be a practitioner and utilize fixed products to get results. So, when we are speaking, again, more into the conversation of Haitian voodoo, okay? Haitian voodoo is the major difference between Haitian voodoo and voodoo is the pétronation. Le pétronation. The pétronation are the hot, aggressive Loa, the fire Loa. These were people, living living people that possess gifts and abilities that transition to Loa status because that happens, and they were the first of people. "Well, queen, what do you mean?" So a lot of people are, "Ooh, I'm gonna go to bow on some D," and they are expecting it to be this man. Nope. No, 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 no. That's not how it goes. And I was gonna mention I was just about to mention to you all, I was gonna mention to you all who Baron Samedi is, who Mama Brigitte actually is, or who they are, because it's not what is presented. It is not what is presented. This may be a silly question, all due respect. How do you know it's making and not coincidence? What do you mean? How do you know it's making and not coincidence? Could you better phrase that question? I don't need those now, but thank you for getting them. Um, so that is the biggest difference between, um so here, it's not just the biggest thing. So these were people. Oh, how do you know it's magic and not well, when we are talking about Vodoun, Voodoo, and Voodoo, let me make this part incredibly clear. None of it's magic. None of it's magic. There's no one can curse you with Voodoo or Vodoun, okay? You cannot be cursed. But what I do find funny is this, again, and this is why I like to keep my mouth closed about a lot of things and keep things private. Nobody was out here talking about Wanga until after I and Queen Mother released the book on Wanga, Haitian, folk. And now people in New Orleans, here's your Wanga service. We're doing our Wanga service. See, Wanga is Haitian folk magic. You can be cursed with Wanga, but you cannot be cursed with Voodoo. You can be blessed in Wanga, but you can also be blessed in Voodoo. But here's also the thing about the religions is this: the priests and the priestess, they do not bless you. They do not have the ability to bless you. They have the ability to have they should have a greater relationship with the Loa or the Orisha, and the Loa and the Orisha bless you due to the offerings they give you. You may not know those offerings, but they may know. They may say, "Buy this candle." The candle is not an offering. The candle is actually a tool that would be used in the space of calling them down or summoning them for the preparation of your offering. Okay. So when you ask though, how do you know that is magic and not coincidence? Right now, we are solely talking about religion. We'll talk about magic at a different time, but also too, when you know how to access magic, you know that is magic. When you know that you have done this, I have conjured the rain and the storm. Um, oh Lord, where is this? I'm gonna show you. Is it here or the other one? Um, so this was just like 2 days ago when I was talking about, so somebody sent me this on Friday. I have a whole two-part class on bone throwing, which is available at culturesounds.com. Um, where somebody, I'm not gonna show you because their name is on here, they were saying, "You said you were gonna come conjure the rain," and, I was like, "Everything that Texas get, we get," right? And, it was like, "You were just talking about conjure the rain because it wasn't raining in Mobile." And so I did what I had to do. And they sent me this picture of this rainstorm, and it was like of this thunderstorm. It's like, "His head is your way," just to let you know, but it's tearing up the internet here, whatever, so forth and so on. Yeah, but it's a pre-recorded bone throwing class that you can take and comes with bones to teach you how to read them. There's that. Other aspects of Vo Haitian Vodou versus Vodoun is in Dahomey or Benin Vodou, there are no veving, okay? There are no veving, meaning the symbols that are drawn and all of those things, there are no veving. In Haitian Vodou, you then get the symbols, which are a mixture of the natives of the island and the Masons. They ended up mixing within the Dahomeans, okay? And that, um and that's another big thing. So you need to have the Vivi for Haitian Voodoo. Now, the next thing is what's very interesting, which is very beautiful that a lot of people also don't understand is people from Africa, from Dahomey, began to go to Haiti to learn Haitian Voodoo because they had different spirits, not more spirits, they had different spirits. So these again, the African spirits, they're cool. They gonna get work done. But it's not aggressive. Haiti was able to access and to have these aggressive spirits. So they actually went to, um, people from Benin or Dahomey went to Haiti to then connect to the Petro Nation to learn about that. Then we have moving right along to Voodoo, Vodoo. So Voodoo, bless it, another hour in, no longer exists. American Voodoo, I'm not gonna pin it to New Orleans Voodoo, and people say, "Why does New Orleans get the credit?" It's because their port was larger and it was larger than, like, Mobile. It was in Mobile. I mean, literally, last slave ship brought over with them Vodoun and literally brought those, not Christianity, but Vodoun and Ifa, and, um, and said with that said, American Voodoo, Voodoo, and very much New Orleans Voodoo, Voodoo, does not exist any longer, and these are words that are given by elders 56-year-old plus. This is not here. The spirits have gone, and no one knows, um, all the things they used to know, to be honest. New Orleans Voodoo today is presented by most people who were not even born in New Orleans, most people who weren't even born in Louisiana. Oh, Queen, Friday night was a whole storm here last night in the, DFW area. I'm talking some of the trees have been uprooted and snapped in half. The sky still don't look dime though. Listen, I told y'all I needed to, get these snakes, and I need a lot of rain, and so, I have to conjure the storms to do so. Um, so moving moving towards voodoo. So what is the difference between voodoo, Voodoo, and Haitian Vodou? So, again, Vodoun was already here, but what people know as, because Haitians were brought right on over here to Mobile first, to be honest, again, but again, the port was larger, it was more popular. And we are very quiet about all of our work, to be honest, whether it's hoodoo or voodoo, it's all very much under the table. The biggest difference between, Haitian voodoo and American Vodoun Haitian voodoo and New Orleans voodoo or American voodoo is the fact that, the spaces. There are gonna be material spirits, herbal spirits that you cannot find in New Orleans or here in the Gulf Coast, that you can only find there, because it was still hid under the skies of Catholicism, because why? If you have the ability to conjure storms, I can teach you how to manipulate weather first, and then we can see if you can conjure a storm. Hello, Ashley. Hello, hello, hello. So the biggest thing is the particular spirits and things. So for example, there is a particular plant in Haiti that you need to put down on the floor before doing a jiggle or a particular ceremonial space. All right. Bonjour, Conjuring Gypsy. Bonjour. Um, those plants don't grow here in the Gulf, so we have to shift that. Now, I'm gonna tell you what New Orleans voodoo and what American voodoo is not. Right now, if you go over to New Orleans and you go to the French Quarter, all right, with French Quarter Frank, French Quarter Magic, they're going to say, "Oh, New Orleans voodoo is a mixture of Ifa, the Yoruba people, and European culture and Italian culture, and da 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 da," all of those things, again, just to give them, um, an ability to yeah, I do apologize. I'm only been up since 5 AM. Um, they do that and say that in order to give them accessibility to a space that isn't for them, hasn't been for them, won't be for them, and that's just a very difficult pill to swallow for many, unfortunately, and so, you do in fact have this particular, um, of of things that happen there. There are many okay, I'm gonna tell you, Doctor Zombie's House of Voodoo was a trip. Folk was eating it up too, and they do, but I'm gonna tell you, I just saw this morning in New Orleans, there is Egyptian voodoo, a con Vodoun that they have created this podcast talking about Egyptian voodoo. Is it no, they said let me look. And I'm gonna tell you, lordy, let me turn this down 'cause I don't try to again, I'm not I don't if I don't have to expose you, I don't. I'll give y'all red flags and things to know. I'm trying to keep you guys from being, bamboozled. Yeah, so there's this yes, Akan African Akan ancestral religions in North America. Um, speaking on hoodoo and voodoo cosmic, um, and so NOLA is entertaining when you know better, and that is exactly what it is. Wait, conjuring weather is real. I have a whole video of me conjuring a storm on my shorts. Yes, or you can go to my IG, yes. You can either create a storm or you can manipulate weather. Spell work that can be done as well. And so, um, yes, Akan African religion, African American hoodoo, um, Akan and Egyptian hoodoo. No, no, my baby, that is not a thing. That is not a thing. That does not exist. But if I live in a space that really just capitalize on what you want, I will give, that's what you're getting there today. Is not real. The majority of the last elders of true New Orleans voodoo were displaced by Katrina, and a lot of them have died. There is one that is readily bought, and I know that sounds rude. She is bought or hired to help be a face, a black face in a white. please. And they bring her over from Texas for that. But before that, she was one of the most well-known New Orleans voodooism, if you will. Yeah, it's insane. But anyways, you all look, it's been 2 hours almost on the dot. Y'all, the camera's getting hot. I appreciate y'all for being here. I hope y'all have enjoyed this. I've mentioned a lot of things. Again, the Work and Ritual Weekend is available now. You all, there are limited spaces and spaces are going fast. There are 5 cabin spaces left, and there are a couple of general tickets that you can have. Bonus playing card class, the email will be sent out by Wednesday. Doll baby class is coming up. You have until the 17th, only 7 more days before you miss out on that. Also, the Working Ritual Weekend, the last day to sign up for this, to know that you are attending, is October 5th. The virtual coven is available. Just click that little dollar sign below to join us as a member. We then have emergency readings and such, and that comes up on every Monday, every morning. I will not be doing the sunrise readings tomorrow. I have some personal things to take care of. I think there will be one Monday out of the month where I will not ever be available, unfortunately. And right now, Thursday mornings too, due to some personal things, but I'm gonna see if I can make some personal changes so that I can have consistent mornings. Yeah, et voilà. So, that's what we have here. Many blessings. Yes, student orientation tonight. Y'all get ready, homework assignment. Y'all getting a homework assignment. Institute students, I will see you tonight at 8 p.m. The Zoom link is in your, email. Please be ready. You're getting a homework assignment day 1. Just get ready. Um, this will be saved. This will be here for your enjoyment, and I thank you so very much for being here. It's been a pleasure, um, having this conversation, but we gotta do better, y'all. We cannot do 2 hours. Like, that's a bit much, to be honest, but, hey, it's done now. It is done. It will not happen again no matter what. If I have to just completely end the conversation, it's gonna be what it be. Um, you know, if I see the engagement and we're getting the super stickers and the super snacks, I'll stick around because you have now invested energy, into me and recognize the value of the time and information. So there's that. Many blessings all. Until next time. Merci beaucoup. Bonne journée. I know, Kenny, right? We can't do 2 hours. 86 years later, my gosh.